Welcome to Wild West Garage. My name's Morgan, and that is a 1967 Mercury 1-ton, 2-wheel drive, long box step side. And when I say long box, I mean long box, like 9 feet long. This has an extended frame on it, and I'll show you what I mean about that. I'm going to put it up on the hoist, take a look around, and get started on the cab mounts. Okay, I'll show you what I was talking about on that extended frame. So, the truck's got a 9-foot box on it. So what they did, they added this little piece here. It's about, I don't know, 18 inches long or maybe 14 inches long. See that? Right there. It's all riveted in. Slides inside the frame and just kicks it out. I guess it only extends it about, looks like about 10 inches past the original frame rail. So I guess a standard box is probably a little over 8 feet, right? So this, yeah, I don't know where, let's see. There's no hole drilled in there either for the box to mount to. Up there for the standard frame. Anyways, see it on this side as well. So we got some work to do on this truck. I'm gonna put new wood on the bed. Yeah, I don't, there's, it could stand to be cleaned up under here quite a bit. Maybe a little bit of pressure washing and some rust paint on the frame. Help to preserve it for a while. The frame does look pretty good. Only thing I saw was this cross member's getting pretty scaly, but it's still solid. And then of course the usual stuff here with spring mounts trapping crud, dirt, rocks. So that needs to be banged out of there. This side looks like it's got a big rock in it. So just, the cab on this truck is actually really pretty, it's solid, right? For the most part. So you see up here, a little bit of rust here on this back end of this mount, and I'm pushing my finger right through the floor there into the carpeting. So that's gonna have to be fixed. And this cab mount right here, rotted out. So I'm fixing that. I've already got those made. The front section. And then this side's worse. It's really collapsed, really rotted out quite badly. But the floor, yeah, maybe it's starting to go here too. It's not as bad though, so we'll see. I got the carpet pulled out. We'll see how it looks. And then up at the front here, yeah, it's pretty serious rust in the Rad Support. The extensions on the Rad Support are gone. Inner fender underneath the battery is gone. So this metal section of the Rad Support here too is also badly rusted. So this is the main, looks like there's there's two main brackets where it bolts to the frame, and everything else outside of that is rotted. This side's rotted off. So that needs some work too, right? So we'll see, get the cab mounts done, and go from there. So I got the carpet pulled up on the driver's side, and it's really not too bad a shape. So right there, that's the worst of it. That's right where the brace that comes back from the cab mount joins the floor there, and then just over there a little bit, kind of like under the heel, your heel. So I'm going to replace everything from here all the way across here to about to here. So about a foot and maybe 18 inches. And then it goes up the toe board a little bit right there. So just gonna replace that one chunk. So I'll make a patch for that first. Just lay it on there, make it fit, and then I'll cut it out. And yeah, and depending on what that brace looks like underneath there, I might just repair it as well. Yeah, it's just hard to tell what I want to do at this point. But anyways, once I get cutting into it a bit more, it'll be more apparent what needs to be done. So I'm trying to, preserve as much of the original sheet metal as possible, because it's, it is like surface rusty, but it's not. It's really solid. So there might be some issues down here too. I got to do some pecking at that. Anyways, I'll just keep going here. Okay, I got the jack there. You see that gap is consistent all the way up now. And we'll take a look at this here. Yeah, so you can see where right there, where that rusty spot is. Right there. You can see where the mount was digging into the rubber bushing. So it's lifted that back up. Anyways, you can see how badly rusted this is. This great big hole is not supposed to be there. So you can see right into the truck. Anyway, we shall carry on here. So there we go. Got it all welded in. That went pretty good. Only place I didn't weld it is right there, where it goes over the floor brace. And then this little thing here was where I didn't have any place to ground, so I had to weld a tab on there. So anyways, yeah, so a little bit of grinding in here now, and that'll be done. So, doesn't need too much. It's a few little high knobs here and there, but it's pretty good. So just in the process of drilling out spot welds for this mount, and also on the floor. You see, I bent this flange out a bit so I could see into there and see what's going on. So it's just a process. Just using a chisel, carpenter's chisel, just to wedge this out. Helps to show where the spot welds are a little better. I mean, you can find them, but this really pinpoints them. And it's just got to keep going here. It's not a nice job, but it's the necessary job. There's all the ugly crustiness removed from the truck. Of course, the emergency brake cable comes through the firewall right about here. And then it goes out this hole here. So I had to cut a slot in it to get it out. There's the ugliness in here. It's a bit of a struggle to find those spot welds. I had to chase them around a bit. I think they might have been spot welded like beside each other, and a couple of them. And this got torn up here pretty bad, so it's pretty thin there. I'll have to put a little patch in But anyway, it's out of there. That was the ugliest part of the job. And then this up here, this flange is kind of thin, and there's a hole through the firewall right there too, so I'll have to deal with that. So here is the brace, all done, more or less. A little tweaking will be needed to make it fit properly, I'm sure. But, so on the last one of these I made, I never bothered with these beads. But, you know, I just thought, well, I'll just give it a try. And I wanted it to make it look like an OEM part this time. So, I made these as close as I could to the original with the tools I had. So, having said that, it's not really close, but it's, I mean, I guess it's kind of emulates what was there. But if you see, look at this, you can see that this bead's way bigger. See, it's as wide as my finger, and then this is like kind of half as wide. And then they're deeper as well. So this one here, so the middle one, I just ran 2 beads down the side, and then I flattened out the part in between. And it's not super pretty, like I didn't get real fussy on it, just, you know, it is underneath the truck. And, you know, once it's painted and a little bit of undercoating blown on there, you won't notice these, you know, imperfections. I'm not going to get all fussy on this and clean this up, you know, paint ready or anything, like as far as like lumps and bumps. It's just going to be what it is. So anyways, there you go. That's that. So I'm just getting ready to fit it in the truck now, and I think it's gonna, you know, it looks a lot like this, like in the profile and everything. I want to drill this. There's a little drain plug in the floor pan, so I want to put that back in. I don't know what that hole's for. I'm not going to worry about drilling that hole. It's unnecessary. And then there's this hole here for the emergency brake cable. But I did this a little differently here. I split this right here. So I think what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to enlarge this hole a little bit for the emergency brake cable. And then, because if I drill another hole here, I don't know, it's going to be kind of close to that. I guess I could, but it's going to be way down here. It's going to be almost touching that anyway, so I'm just going to enlarge this. Okay, I've got this all fitting very nicely now. Clamped in there. It's actually holding the truck up. Clamped up there. I do have to do a little work on that lip there on the firewall. And then using this jack to hold the floor up against the brace up against the floor pan here, and I got to do a little trimming on there. See that black line on the edge of the piece? Yeah, so it's all fitting very well. So what I'm going to do now is I got some heavy-duty Clecos. I'm going to drill some holes and kind of clamp this all together with Clecos, including these 2 pieces are separate still. So I'm going to drill some holes through here and get this all locked in at that angle, because I have to weld that together before I install it, right? I mean, I don't think, no, I can't weld that together. I can't put those pieces together separately onto the truck and then weld it together. It's just not going to work out. So I'm going to weld that inner brace. I'll just do all the welding inside of this the mount, and yeah, so now this next step is drill the holes, Cleco it in, get it all pulled together tightly, and then I'm going to do some cleanup on the bottom of the floor pan, treat that, paint it, and then I can weld it together. So a couple of years ago, I guess I bought all this stuff from a lady who was a retired, I don't know what the official name for her job title was, but I'm going to call her a aviation structural engineer. So she performed repairs on military aircraft for the Canadian Armed Forces. And so she was at a point in her life where she was ready to give up some of her tools. I guess she hadn't worked in the field for quite a while. So I went and met her, and she's a pretty interesting lady. She had a lot to talk about as far as building and repairing structural components for aircraft. So anyways, I ended up with all this stuff probably for a couple $100, including this drill and that little die grinder there. And there's some rivet setting tools here. I can't remember what she used these for. There's yeah, I'm not sure. But anyways, they're all different size things. I'll have to, I lost her phone number, so I'm kind of sorry about that, because I wanted to continue talking to her about different things over the years, but I can't find her number now. I know where she lives. I could go and knock on her door, I guess. But anyways, yeah, so I think I got enough Clecos here to do just about any project, probably more than I need. I've also got more up here that I bought in 1992 at a trade show in Daytona Beach, Florida. I was down there for the Daytona 500, the last year that Richard Petty, his last Daytona 500. So, anyways, that's irrelevant really, but interesting, I guess. So, yeah, so I'm going to use some of these today. I'm going to use these ones, because they got a lot of clamping power. You run a wrench on them, they're not spring loaded. So let's see how these work. Haven't used them before. And so because these have such a big contact patch here, I can drill a hole. Just realized this on the second go around here. See, I can drill through this ragged hole where the old spot weld is, just on the edge of it, and go through here, and it's still going to pull this together nice. So I'll put this here. The only downside to this is you might, as far as getting it located again, but what I'm going to do is on this one here, I'm going to drill on the top side of this one. That's drilled on the bottom side, so it won't be able to shift around when I go to reassemble it for the final assembly. These really pull things together tightly. Alright, so I've got this all Clecoed into place, and I've got, you can see the tails, the clamping pieces there sticking through the brace from inside. And then I've got two there holding the two pieces together, and I got another one underneath. And I also drilled a hole right up in here through where the body mount goes. Of course, I can't put a Cleco in there right now because I won't be able to get this out of the truck if that's through that mount hole. And I might even have to take this one off to get the whole assembly out of there. So, I mean, I don't have to leave it together to get it out. I just want to try getting it out in one piece, because I'm going to have to weld it together off the truck. And if I can't get it out in one piece, I'm going to have to come up with a different plan. But I think I should be able to. I was able to on the red truck. So anyways, I'm going to start, and then I've got this clamp here holding the other side together because I couldn't get any Clecos. I couldn't drill through the other side. There's not enough room. So I'm going to go ahead and try and pull this out of here now. So this one pulled through on me. So I guess it's defective. I would imagine this stuff is supposed to be like spring steel, tempered steel. Obviously this guy here is soft because it straightened it out, stretched it out. So I guess this is just parts now. Just throw it in the bottom of the box. I had one other one pull through on me too, but it didn't damage the tool itself, just egg shaped the hole. So so I kind of modified my tightening procedure. I just choked up on the head here, and just I was holding it out here before when the first one pulled out, and then I just choked up on it here, and even when I was choked up on it, I guess that one is defective, it came through, so I wasn't really putting a lot of force on it. So anyways, I've just pulled all the clecos out now, and I'm going to try and pull this thing out of here. Okay, that came out of there no problem in one piece. I only had to I had to jack it up, of course, to get the pressure off of this this piece of wood I had in there, but just jacked it up enough where I was able to slide this out, and then it came out no problem. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to tack this together in a few spots, and then pull those clecos out, and then retest fit it to make sure it's all good, and then yeah, then I'll clean everything up, paint it, and that'll be it, ready for final assembly. So I tacked it together with a few tacks, test fitted it into the truck, and now I've gone ahead and welded it all out. I welded up all these cleco holes. I didn't weld that one there because that's going to get cut out for the mount hole. So yeah, coming along. So here's a little shot here of what's going on with the firewall toe board situation, and this flange here where the body mount spot welds to this or butts up to it. So this was really thin all through here. There was a hole there, and it's really kind of a difficult area to fix on the truck. So what I'm going to do, see there's a doubler here for where the steering column goes through. So I'm going to make a little piece to fix this. Just going to weld it on the side of this, and then I'll make the piece for the firewall, stick it in here, and I'll, it's going to be tough welding in there. It'll probably just go up against this piece I'm going to put in, and then once I've got that in there, I can make this upper toe board piece here with the rain gutter. I don't know why they put this here, just a junk catcher, right? But anyways, it's planned obsolescence, I guess. 50 years later, it's doing pretty good. So I stuck a piece of tin in between the firewall pad and the work I'm doing here, because there's that, I don't know, it's kind of, what do you call it, horsehair or whatever they use to put in behind the padding on the firewall pad. It catches on fire real easy, it burns really good. So don't want that happening. So anyways, that's what's that. I just slid it up in there. It's working. No smoke yet. So anyways, I gotta get going here. All right, there it is. Done. Actually, now all I need to do is I need to spot weld this together. I'm gonna just bring my spot welder in here and pinch this in a few spots along here, and that'll be done and ready for the cab mount. Well, after I paint it, of course. Gotta take a wire wheel to this and get it cleaned up and painted. So this is the Rad Support. You can see what's going on here. It's pretty crusty. That's all the crusty that came out of it, just from banging on it with a hammer. Amazing. So did make a little patcheroo here for it. So I'll do some cutting, get the rest of this crusty stuff out of here, and then I'm going to weld this in there. And I might, depending how it goes, yeah, I might put a little piece up here to extend this down to it, just to keep junk from going in there. Well, I'm not going to say that's good, but it's better than air. So at least it's all tied together now. Looks pretty good. A little grinding, a little paint. Should look good as new. This is the good side. Added a little brace to the pan here, valence, whatever you want to call it, the filler between the Rad Support and the bumper. There was a piece there that rusted off. So, I mean, like I said, it's not good, but it's way better than it was. So, better is good. There it is, all welded in. Brushed on some primer. Went in there nicely. Looks factory. Sort of. Factory-ish. So yeah, I'm happy with this. This is looking good. So there's what it ended up looking like, finished. You know, there's a lot more work that this truck needs, but you know, I can't. I got to cut it off somewhere because we need to go on this road trip. So let's see how that worked out. Got that factory plug in there again. Looks really factory, so I'm really happy with the way this worked out. So anyways, that's it, and I've already started working on the other side. I'll just give you a quick look at that. I mean, it's much the same as the other. This side's much the same as that side was. I did quite a bit of, I would say, a cleaner job of removing this than I did the other side. The other side got pretty mangled. This has ended up being I decided to go with a bigger patch on this side on the floor just because it's going to make it a lot simpler. Ended up doing 2 patches on that side. And anyways, the very similar. It's got a rust hole there, so I'll have to repair that lip and a bit of the firewall. It's also got a little hole up here. I don't know if you can see that. And then I discovered this. So this side of the cowl was just, it was just full of stuff. And the where the hinge pocket bolts in there, it's pretty rusted out too. So I'm going to put a little plate up in there, just weld it around that nut, and then I'm going to do something a little different with this cowl area here so it doesn't accumulate junk. I'm actually just going to do a temporary repair on here. I'm going to form up a panel and then just screw it on. So I'll show you that in a future video. I think this is a really stupid design, the way they put that, just that flat area, and they put a small hole in the back corner there for the stuff to fall out, but it's just not big enough. They need to have kind of a funnel shape, and that's what I'm going to do. So anyways, like I said, I'll show you that in a future video. So yeah, so from this point on, it's just fabricating that floor pan, and I've got the outer front brace piece made already. I just got to make the floor pan brace. So that's going to be it for this one. The repair that I'm doing on the passenger side, of course, is pretty much a repeat of the other side. So I'm not sure if I'm going to make a video of the whole process. I don't think I will, but I will show you a quick video of the end result. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the repairs I need to do on this truck for the road trip, and then I'll just do a little walk around, and you know, we'll take a look at the truck in detail. Yeah, and then I don't know if I've mentioned the upcoming road trip. Buckin and I are planning on going all the way to Ontario in this truck, almost all the way to Quebec actually. And so far, well, Buckin wants to make a couple of stops for sure. I want to make one. There probably will end up being other stops. So if you're interested in seeing us in person, leave a comment. Maybe we can work you in. You know, we're just going to take our time. Of course, we want to spend a little time, maybe a couple, 3 days in Ontario. So, and then maybe one day at another spot, and then, you know, and then the stop that I want to make, probably spend the afternoon there or whatever, morning or whatever, however it works out. So, you know, we'll have time to include some more stops. So, anyways, yeah, like I say, leave a comment, and thanks for watching. You know, if you're not already subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you would consider that, or just go ahead and do it. Doesn't cost you anything. And hit the like button if you like what you saw. Like, you know, I don't always think of that when I'm watching a video. You know, I quite enjoy a lot of the videos that I watch, and quite often I forget to hit the like button. I think it makes a difference. So, anyways, yeah, like I said, thank you, and we'll see you next time.